One of the things that surprised me the most was, of course, going in there thinking about people being nourished and the importance of being fed. I expected that. But then I also didn't anticipate the importance of celebration, and that St. Francis Food Pantries provides food for an elderly person's birthday or St. Patrick's Day or Valentine's Day celebration, and that the spirit of really coming together and enjoying food together is something that's part of human nature that those that are less fortunate don't necessarily get to experience, but they need to experience. There's so many people that I'd like to thank. There's probably not enough time for me to go through the list of people. First and foremost, I want to thank my son, because through him being in this world, I have such an amazing new perspective on what it means to give back to our community. For sure, I want to thank my husband. He's an amazing support, and really my entire family. So many of you are here today. I want to thank my business partners, my clients, my colleagues who are all here. Especially want to thank Ellen Canny for nominating me. And most importantly, I want to thank St. Francis Food Pantries for everything they do in our community and for being a part of this. It really means so much. Thank you to you all.
I grew up in the South Bronx, Hunts Point. My father's a blue-collar worker, did the best he could for his family. And, we've come a long way, but I will say that seeing him work that hard, there were times as well that we would see our neighbors going through tough situations, either losing jobs. And many of our neighbors had to do the same thing, go to pantries, go to the churches that would give out food, once a week, do the lines, and see them there. It puts a perspective on it, right? So when I come here, I could completely relate to it. I see it. I see the need, and I see why these places are so needed. I was so happy that Ellen Canny brought me in and said, Alex, would you be willing to participate in this? Because I think it really does hit, a heartstring where I could relate to this. So I'd like to thank everyone that came here today, that's donated their time, the monies. Your donations have gone a long way, and I hope that you continue to donate and be part of this great organization.
I think probably the nice surprise was that when I arrived, there was a chuckle yoga class going on, and there was a whole group of people around in a circle who were laughing and stretching and exercising their tummies and their cheeks. And that was really, really sweet to see. I almost felt jealous I wasn't in that class. I mean, no one's going to turn down food, social services, the basic needs of being human. Those things bring us together. And certainly to see them being delivered with compassion and interest and in that climate, I think that's really the value. Conceptually, you can get the products of food and household items anywhere, but the co-delivery of those with compassion and care and community is really what's making a difference. Thanks for coming out. Thanks for supporting me personally and the great organization of St. Francis that gets this all done.
St. Francis does a tremendous job meeting the needs of the community. They're helping them with a lot of basic needs, which includes food, but it also includes helping them with finding shelter, finding employment, and addressing some of the fundamental issues that lead people to have needs. They know the stories of everyone walking in the place. They must have known 95% of the people that come here and what they do and what their story is. You can't do this unless you care, but they obviously also have organizational skills to make sure that they can do this and run this operation, because they take care of so many people every week. The numbers are incredible. For my friends and colleagues and family members that are here today, thank you so much for coming here to support me in my efforts to help St. Francis Food Pantries.
The fact that St. Francis thinks about all these things to support people from everything, from the big things to the basic things of food, shelter, to diapers, and then supporting centers like this where you have, taking it to the next level of educational element, helping young mothers and teenagers educate themselves, learn skills that they don't normally have. Think about graduating from high school, graduating from college, and then taking a job. I mean, that's like It's just amazing how all of this kind of comes together, and I think, St. Francis is definitely a unique organization, pulling different people from all walks of life to be able to support what they're doing. Encouraging people like me to be more involved. I think it's truly a beautiful thing that Joe and his team are doing. Thank you to my loving husband, David. Thanks for all your support all these years. And to my friends, you're sitting at a special table today. Thanks for coming today. And also thank you to my colleagues from Credit Agricole and all the firms and organizations who are here today to support me. I have seen all the great work that St. Francis is doing, and I can guarantee you that it's going to a great cause. Hopefully you will continue supporting St. Francis, and thank you for coming today.
I came down to the food pantry and I was able to volunteer for a few hours, and it was quite a humbling experience. And I think the people who came in today definitely needed the help. I was actually quite surprised to see how many elderly members came down today, grab a bag of food, a bottle of water, and take that home with them to their families. So it was great just meeting a lot of different people, and they all seemed really thankful. The food that was served here today was to people who really need it. And it's definitely making an impact in their lives and making their lives better. So I'd like to thank all of the people today who came here to support me, colleagues, professionals from the industry, consultants. Thank you for your support to this very worthy cause.